through midnight mists and candle glow. Stories ripple, soft and slow. Whispers weave where shadows play, and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow, and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds. Silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath, the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow. Surrender softly. Let it flow. And lose yourself in the dark moon radio.
Good morning. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio Show. Yes, I think I'm live. It's one of those things. I may be alive. But yeah, I'm back at 8 o'clock. I can't find things to do in the morning. For months I did this at 8 till 10. I'm not sure if I'll last all the way to 10 today, but we shall do our best. That's what we shall do. Oh, don't push that button. Don't do that. Don't do this. Hello, YouTube. Let's double check, because YouTube tends to be a right pain in the neck. No, it's fiddly, that's all. It's just a fiddly pain in the neck. So we make sure our levels are correct on the radio. I hope. I can only hope. Ah, well. If it's not, it's not. I'm not going to get too worried about it. Let's play a tune. Let's play a tune while I sort out whether I've got my levels straight. Radio is very, very intricate, and I am not necessarily firing on all cylinders these days. There we go. The new moon hides in shadow, dark and out of sight. The waxing crescent grows, a silver slither bright. First quarter's half lit. Look at the sky on any given night. The moon's got a as full moon roaring high. It's dancing with the sun in cosmic time, changing shape in rhythm, replay, rhyme, surrendering the light. The last quarter half returned, the circle's second turn. Crescent whispers lessons we can learn. The moon keeps turning through the night. It takes about a month to make the journey round, 29.5 days from the time it's found. They say it's not making its own light, just reflecting rays. The sun illuminates these ever-changing phrases. The new moon hides in shadow, dark and out of sight. The waxing crescent grows, a silver slither bright. First quarter's half lit, climbing
Waxing
through the
means
sky.
it's growing, waning means it shrinks.
It's all about perspective.
As full moon drawing
What you
high.
think.
The sun, the earth, the sky, they're dancing in a line, creating all these phases in beautiful,
Surrendering the light. The last quarter half returned. The circle's second turn. Waning crescent whispers lessons we can learn. The moon keeps turning through the night. The new moon hides in shadow, dark and out of sight. The waxing crescent grows, a silver slither bright. Look up at the sky on any given night. Through the sky,
The moon's got a story written there in light.
as full
It's
moon
dancing
drawing
with the
high.
sun in cosmic time, changing shape in
all
rhythm,
her
reason,
breathing
and
might.
rhyme.
Waning gibberish fades, surrendering the light. The last quarter half returned, the circle's second turn. Waning crescent whispers lessons we can learn. The moon keeps turning through the night. It takes about a month to make the journey round, 29.5 days from the time it's found. They say it's not making its own light, just reflecting rays. The sun illuminates these ever-changing phrases. The new moon hides in shadow, dark and out of sight. The waxing crescent grows, a silver slither bright. First quarter's half lit.
Waxing means it's
Climbing
growing,
through the sky.
waning means it shrinks.
It's all about perspective, as full moon drawing high.
The sun, the earth, the sky, they're dancing in a line, creating all these phases in their beautiful, grand design.
Surrendering the light. The last quarter half returned, the circle's second turn. Waning crescent whispers lessons we can learn. The moon keeps turning through the night. There we go, just a bit of moon spelling. How are you today? It's a Tuesday morning, it's Tuesday the 12th of May, and it is a cold day. Where's my temperatures? Oh, my temperatures are gone. They were there, and now they're gone. Oh, it's about 7 degrees out there. It's like, what? There was frost on the windscreen yesterday. It was like, no, I don't like that. Come on, it's spring. Let's have some spring. Spring energy is much better than, well, it's a muchness, but I'm trying to find some warm weather, and I'd like that very much. But there we go. Right, I'm trying to do lots of things at once here. So, and my brain is not firing on all cylinders. There are some days when I'm sort of aware of it more than others. But yes, I had a stroke on the 23rd. If you're new to this, oops, that doesn't work. Okay, I can't do that right now. I have to do other things. Oof. I got a whole bunch of new music to put on today, and I wanted to make sure that that all played well. Now, it is AI. It's my words, but the AI is singing it, which I quite like. I mean, I don't sing, so I mean, I probably shouldn't sing. I do my words talking, but the AI can do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like I rearranged it so it's mine. And now there I hear both arguments, both sides of the arguments, and basically I'm not in a position to record it on my own. I tried yesterday. I'm just not fluid enough. You know, I stutter, and you can't stutter for these songs. Now I'm still practicing, and I might get it to work eventually, but nah, it's not as good as it used to be, and it wasn't that good to start with. I'm not that daft, so I might be left just to mess around with the AI, but it will always be my words. I like doing the words for these things. I like doing the arrangements. But what do you think? I mean, what is the general consensus? I mean, if I can't do it, is it best that it's just not done? I can't afford a creative license that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds to borrow other people's music to play on my radio station. But I can do the AI stuff. So I think a little bit of me is it's worth the sort of the annoyance that AI is taking over creativity stuff. And I think that's, yes, I'd rather it was going to take out my bins and cook for me and pick up litter. I think we have an army of robots going across the world just picking up litter. That would be cool. Instead, it's doing artwork and making music online. It's like, oh well, I don't get a choice on these matters, so nobody came and consulted me. So it's like, okay, fine. But it's a tool and I can use it. But I'm still divided in it. Yes, definitely.
You think you're empty. You think there's nothing left. But you keep finding one more breath, one more step. That well runs deeper than you know. Dark Moon Radio. Trust what's inside.
Da-da-da-dumph. Because I don't play the drums, so that's kind of like somebody else's, but at least it's a human. I don't know. Maybe I have to be a speciesist and just prefer the human. So, let me play you one. I talk about it, and this, it's weird stuff. Trying to produce all this. It's very new to me. I will go back to do my own stuff eventually. But here we go. Right. There is no end. Again, I put this together. I put the words in and then it sang it. I'm not sure. But what's the opinion?
There is no end. The light just pulls you deeper into the pain. Illusion and a mirage of a meaningful game. The team will be.
It is why I'm mostly solitary.
You knew my story. Perhaps I should have held back. I heard yours, yet didn't judge. I felt judged when you cast me away.
When you press send. know this world will never be our home. We have to let go and not exist, but that's too hard. So let's go get pissed.
There you go, that's not bad. No, you see, I liked it actually. I like hearing my words being used. It's like, I must admit I am conflicted. There is definitely a confliction going on because what have I done? Nothing serious. Because of the AI. Now, I'm sure is not an unusual confliction, but I still. This is the best radio station in the world. That's what I aspire to. I did, yes. I'm not sure I'll get there after sort of my stroke, but I'm still gonna muddle along. So, that was one. I've got another one. There we go, lots of them here. Now, you see, I had a bit of fun, you see, with one of them. And you could get it really, really strange and really weird. Again, this is, I'm not sure how YouTube deals with these, but I have paid for a commercial license, so I can use my songs commercially. I try and stay within the borders of that for YouTube's sake, if nothing else. But here we go, this is another one.
Like the passing of time, but it is a good concept to put into rhyme. It goes too fast or too slow. My brain is always on the go. It was an inflicted thing that watches you tick while it rings. We strap it to us to make sure that time is correct through each door. To be in the right time and place can be a wait or a race, even though it keeps us in an unnatural line that the prevailing reality bounds us in time with a merciless agreed upon system of rules that keep us dancing like a bunch of clockwork tools.
Yeah. Is that it? That was a short one. Okay. I had fun with that. I was like, "Ooh, that's good." But I wonder if I could do it myself. You see, that's always the bottom line here. I'm pretty sure I could do that somewhat myself. But I'm still learning. I'm still growing. We still trying to make sense. We don't celebrate toxic positivity or false hope. Just honest sound for honest people trying to make it through. If you need permission to feel what you feel, you have it. Dark Moon Radio, trying to make sense in the world. That's what we try and do here, is just trying to make a little sense in the world. Because I do get the clown world sort of, this is like freaking nuts. It's like, what the expletive is going on out there? And so you sort of huddle back into your shell going, oh, it's scary out there. There's some really weird people saying really weird stuff and it doesn't actually make sense to me. I don't understand what they're talking about. And is it me or is it them? I'm still not no sure. But it's like everybody's pretending it's normal. And I'm not very good at that. I don't think there's a lot of people very good at that, but the ones online and they're doing the shouting bits, they're doing, this is a normal. No, it's not a normal thing. It's totally not normal, and I'm scared because everybody's pretending it's to be fine, and it's like, does this relate to you? And I'm like, no, not in the slightest. This doesn't relate to me in the slightest. And it's like, well, should it relate to me? And then I go into a sort of a spiral going, should it relate to me? Maybe I should. Ah, fuck off. Ah, I can't be bothered. I'm too old for this shit. I love that line. I'm sorry about the language. Americans get cross with language. It is the English language, and I use the English language. So, yeah, if you can't cope with language, emphasis, I'm too old for this shit. It just happens. But, oh dear, this world is not falling apart. It's just becoming a little bit crazy. It's like exhausted. You know what? All exhausted animals sort of don't really respond very well. I've got a dog, and he's like 4 and a bit now. He will be 5 in October. My goodness. And I've never really had a dog before. I've always been a cat person. And yeah, dogs are like strange creatures. But for the last 5 years or so, we've had this puppy. I call him a puppy because he's bouncy and he's always been my puppy, and he's my baby now. And yeah, he's and it's just the learning of what dogs are all about. And they are neurotic creatures, and the wave of emotion that comes off them, it's quite staggering. And yet they are not human, and sort of they have their own natures and impulses and stuff, which is good. And he's got very much deep to protect. He needs to protect. But he hasn't a clue. He's never, he's an Alsatian Labradoodle cross. So yes, Labrador, tummies. He follows his tummy. Poodle, yeah, slightly smart. The sort of the rabbit smart rather than the owl's wisdom. Sort of, I'm talking about Winnie the Pooh here. He's smart, but it's a kind of a cunning smartness. And then the sort of the Alsatian, which has got a wicked bark and a growl. And yeah, he's big enough to sort of make people pause. And we've got to keep him in line because sometimes he just doesn't like people. And I understand that. Oh boy, do I understand. You don't know why you don't like people. And other times you just love people and they're just like, oh, wait, but... And yes, I often think that the people he loves, they've either got snacks on them or they smell of food or something, because there's definitely a sort of a that vibe. But sometimes he just does not like people, and he will bark at them and dance around them and tell them that they're not welcome. And it's like, why? And it's interesting because you get to look at yourself and you think, well, I've got that too, but I've had to override it. I override my own instincts, and it's like, why don't I like this person? What it is about them? And they've done nothing wrong. And then you can turn it round and look at a mirror and think, well, there are people out there who don't like me very much. And I feel the I don't like you vibe. And I wonder if they know the reason, or they're just acting like a dog trying to protect things. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. There's a song in there somewhere. But, I'm, why these people don't like you. So if they don't like you, there might be just a vibe. And what can you do against that? I can't change my vibe. And I've come across it a few times, and I'm sure I'm not the only one here. Because, yeah, what people who like you on a vibe and dislike you on a vibe. Yeah, I True calling. This is my vibe. We are weaving a hypnotic thought. We wander paths that the world forgot. A slow, peaceful, moving rest. 1 foot, 1 breath. The body is blessed. Leaving behind the home and hearth, stepping softly into the living earth, into forests, branches and trees seduced by colour, sense and breeze. Breathing in abundance wide, letting troubles slip aside, here and now in body and mind, drifting gently, so soft and kind. We are weaving a hypnotic thought while taking a long, peaceful walk to rest while moving down the path, leaving behind our home and hearth. Stepping into a world of forests and trees, being seduced by nature's flowers and coloured leaves, listening and breathing in all the abundance of life, and leaving behind all troubles and strife, being present and aware in both body and mind, drifting a little, but being kind. This is your world in the right time and space. Each thought is let go without leaving a trace. Each thought dissolves without walk and move with no other desire or intent. No need to grasp. Walking through the air that is never spent. Though the air that is never spent. Feeling your feet move on the ground with nature's song as your only sound. Acknowledge your thoughts, flutter and blow, but don't follow them, just let them go. Awareness of walking, and that alone. With patience and self-love, it will become home. A deeper knowing of being still inside, of facing oneself without having to hide. While weaving a wave, while you walk, peace is found while you walk your talk. Thoughts may flutter, rise and flow, see them smile and then let them go. Awareness walking away, nothing exists but here and there. With patience, self-love finally home, the art of presence becomes your own. A deeper stillness held inside, no masks to wear, no need to hide. While weaving a wave, while you walk, peace is found while you talk your walk. While weaving a wave, while waving a wave, while walking a wave, while weaving a walk, peace is found when you talk your walk. Peace is found when you walk your talk. This is your journey and it will glow. Peace is found in weaving a wave with every stride. You are so much more than you think you know. This is the way you must follow the flow. Walk the truth that this is the way you must follow the flow. This is your journey, watch it glow. You are far more than you think you know. Follow the rhythm, steady and slow. This is the way you follow the flow. This is the way you follow the flow. Oh, wasn't that pretty? It's all the birds singing. The birds singing very, very intensely this time of year. Oh, it's like the sound is like, whoa. It might be just me. I'm like a little bit hypersensitive to sounds. But I do enjoy the bird song. But it gets a little bit much when the predators scream and you can just hear it sort of paralyze you. It's like I'm prey. And I can hear the scream sort of going through you. The predators are the red kites around here. Ah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But there are a lot of them. And the smaller birds go for them. It's interesting how they don't win against the smaller birds. The smaller birds just like leave my nest alone. But yeah, I'm in the southwest of England along the canals there, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The rolling hills. I'm very fond of this area. It's just like I don't know. It's the archetypal England. England is my home, and I love it very much. And can I be proud of my country? Proud of my England? I don't think I can be proud of my country very much. I try not to do too much politics, but as without, so within. It's like you can't not be aware of the mindset and the vibe of things. And yeah, I don't think it's just England that's going through this. I can feel shifts and tidal changes, and yeah, the weave is a little bit fractured in places and is certainly tense. I'm not entirely sure what is going on. I try not to I don't have television. I seriously don't have mainstream media. I get little bits from YouTube and little bits from Twitter and little bits from Facebook, but I'm not up with the news. I've done sort of news programs with a little bit of youngism. Yeah, can't can't talk all the time very easily, but we're getting better. But doing a little bit of news just to sort of, as with that, you have to look at all the levels. You can't separate one thing. Everything has to be in context, and stress and strains have facets, and those facets, one facet, maybe even a couple of facets, is what is happening in the world, what is happening in your country, what is happening. And those facets have to be looked at, because if you're feeling something, it might not be you, it might be coming from an outside force. And it's kind of being trying to be aware of so many things at once. And all I'm aware of is the tidal change. There is like a somebody's breathing, like everybody's breathing in. And we're just waiting for the out breath to sort of get things going. So it's like a yin reaction. So it's everything that's being sorted on the inside, and then it will flow and then be sorted on the outside. Sorted for good, sorted for bad, I can't say that, but something is being dealt with or sorted on a I couldn't say whether it's global or it's just national. It feels a national one, actually. So it might not be the rest of the world, but the rest of the world, there is the usual total turmoil. I have some friends in America right now, and they're deeply unhappy about things and the way things are going. It's like I always looked at America as the place where it was, a place where dreams can come true. If you work hard, you can get the American dream. And I've grown up there, sort of thinking that. And I lived in San Francisco when I was a kid with my parents and went to school there. And oh wow, everything was so bigger and brighter, and it was just, yeah, everything is kind of small elsewhere. In America, it's like so big. Even the weather is big. And I loved the countryside, and I loved the people, and they were just so open and lovely. And it's like, I know that was nostalgia of when I was a kid. America must have changed quite a bit since then. And I'm sad for that, because it was very bright and promising and full of potential and things like that. Um, England had its heyday before I was born. Britain I lived in Scotland for a while. I've lived in Wales for a while. I've travelled around, and this is my home. This is one place where I feel I was born, I was bred. This is where my ancestors lived and died. But I can feel the change coming in the people, and it's sad, but nothing stays the same. And I've weathered far bigger storms than this, so it's like, the global and the national, and then you look at the community situation, and the communities are beautiful still. People are still walking their dogs, and the people that go walking with snacks for other people's dogs in their pockets. That's still going on. That's still lovely. It's given my puppy like, oh, well, maybe people aren't that bad after all. You go up sniffing people now, thinking, oh, have they got food on them? It's like, sorry, he's just looking for snacks. Broadcasting from the Witch's Waterways. You're inside the circle now. Yeah, so change doesn't necessarily have to be bad. I mean, you have to just get over it. Just sort of rip the plaster off and just get over it. And there was always one way of finding a way through it. There's always more than one way than finding it and to find a way through it. I've found that. If I keep really, if there's a choice in front of me, right, what do I have to do? And if I don't know, I can hold for a while. It doesn't have to be done now. And if I do know I've got several choices in front of me, then again hold for a while until one of them becomes better than the other. It's taught me quite a few years trying to get it wrong a few times because I'm very impulsive. I will make impulsive decisions and I'm like, whoops, oopsie, that was a bad choice. But even bad choices can actually come right in the end. I know that sounds like a meme somewhere. Right, what else can I play for you now? I'm going to play another AI one because I kind of like this. I kind of like it sounds a lot better than mine. It sounds a lot more polished than mine, but of course it would be. It's made by machine. But it's my words, and I put together the arrangement. I like having control over the arrangement.
And accountability has flown. What after all is truly known? A qualification does not prove a thing. I have mine, but will you hear me sing? Let us talk about class, science and life, and how we end this endless strife. When no one is held to account at all, the smallest cracks become the biggest fall. Problems multiply when truth is bent, and justice forgets what justice meant. Crime is no longer crime if we redefine, and we judge a lemon sweeter than a lime. Bitterness pretends it is no one's fault. We reap confusion when the ground is wrong and wonder why we cannot stay strong. So what is truth? And who decides which voice leads and which voice hides when facts get twisted for someone's gain? We keep repeating the very same pain, but clarity dawns when the illusions part. Truth lights the map back to a steadier heart.
Wow. No, I couldn't do that. Definitely. That was, yeah, that was something. You can you hear the soprano of it where the guy goes up high. Now, that is rare. I suppose there are some guys that do soprano, but not many. Not quite like that. Ooh. Okay. All right. So, what next? I'm not sure I'm going to make it through to the 2-hour mark, but we've certainly nearly made it to the hour mark. I'm trying not to push myself. It's one of those sort of like, take it chill. I haven't taken my tablet today yet. Or those bloody tablets. I'm just having a weird reaction to tablets. I always do. And they never really do what they say on the box. And because I had a stroke, I've got to keep my heart rate down because I can get another stroke. Because apparently you're very susceptible to having another stroke within the next couple of months. And it's like, okay, thank you very much for that. You scared me half to death with all of this. It is a scary thing. Your brain just sort of, yeah, might get damaged at any stage. And you're like, oh, great, thanks, stuff. But it's the weather, you know, maybe we need some sort of sunny weather just to sort of make everybody feel better again. But I must admit, being out in the countryside makes me feel a lot healthier than the cities. I've lived in cities. I haven't enjoyed them much. Somehow you can just, if I had a pair of wings on my back, I'm not angelic, it would probably be like dragon wings or something. But you just can stretch your wings further. They, you know, just move. There's nobody, instead of, you can take up more space. I've worked out in this world that, you know, especially little girls. Now, okay, I'm not taking part of the gender wars, not in the time. But little girls are told to be small and dainty. And it's like, don't take up too much space, okay? Just take up as little space as you can. Just be small and dainty. And while guys are sort of tripping around and sort of growing big and strong and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I remember thinking, you know, why can't I have the same space? Why am I, you know, you get penalized for taking up too much space? And it's an inbuilt thing, and it's a programmed thing. And I'm looking at it thinking, well, I live in a little tiny boat, cat and dog, and sometimes it's a bit small because I want to start exercising. I thought, no, we start doing our sit-ups and put-ups and leg raises and sort of start working out a bit and seeing if we can get our body back that way. And you look at the floor space, and there isn't really much place to lie down. And one of them's the bathroom area, which, no, it's not a place I really want to lie down on. And you're like, okay, so where else? Could I do it on the towpath? No, because there's too many people around there. So if I wanted to get out of bed and exercise in the morning, lying down, sort of doing sit-ups, is not going to happen. Not on the boat, anyway. It's like, okay, so maybe I need to join a gym. And that's, my partner has been looking at that too. So it's sort of, I don't know. Gyms are a little scary for me because I'm larger than I was, and I'm like little. Just I shouldn't worry about what other people think, and I've tried to teach myself that for a long time. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to find a nice large swimming costume, and I'd like to go, yes, in a swimming pool. I'd like to. After a stroke, swimming is good because my right side is a little bit weaker than my left, and I don't need to sort of advertise that. It's a thing. It's not a massive thing. I came off very lucky, but I shake lots. I've got like tremors in hands and feet, which take away my balance. So I was thinking that maybe going to the swimming pool sort of a couple times a week would help, and using the gym just to have floor space. Just for that, floor space would be good. It's just trying to rebuild who I was, but I'm quite happy to change so I could rebuild into something else. It doesn't have to be the same old model. I'm quite happy to build into something different. But it's kind of, where do you put your identity? Your identity is, on, is it in other people's eyes? It's quite hard to find out. You know, where it's almost like it's in lots of places. So you have some of my identity is in my body and what I look like. I freely admit that. You know, I'm also, I have to allow that I change. Changing is good. So that's cool. Let's change. I look in the mirror. I'm getting older. My hair's white now. My hands are all wrinkled. Things are getting older, and that I have kind of one at the programming. I don't care I'm getting older. Okay, I don't care at all. I haven't got any hang-ups with it. It is what it is, and I've seen everybody else around me gets old too, so it's a kind of a normal thing. Plus, you know, I look at my mother, and I can see that is probably the sort of general direction that I'm heading towards, just like she is. So, getting older doesn't bother me. Getting the sort of the aches and pains and stuff, and the health is going to sort of degrade, and that is a given as well. But I must admit, I didn't expect menopause has been a hard one. That's been the last couple of years, and I've been floored by it a couple of times. I'm not having fun with the menopause, but to me, the menopause also, you know, you have an end date that it will get better. So that you look at the world and you think, okay, so it'll be a little off balance until my hormones all sort themselves out. Once they sort themselves out, then I'll be bigger, stronger, and better. Okay, I get that. Okay. I just have to work towards the goal of when it's all done. And then you have things like a stroke that comes along, and you're like, right. I've got 2 holes in my head in my brain that I didn't have before. It's like, thanks for the extra holes. Did I need those? Did I? Obviously. And you're like, okay, now it's time to rethink a few things, because that came out of the blue. I had no expectations for that, and yet I've tried to look at my life and think, well, things do come out of the blue, so let's expect the unexpected. And yet I wasn't prepared for it. So that's where I'm looking at things. Right, I'm going to play another tune now. I'm not entirely sure whether this was one of mine or the AI's one. We'll find out. That's fine. It's called Threads. Might be. Sometimes I took some of my own the words that I'd already done songs for, and stuck them in the AI. But I like the AI stuff. It's quite dramatic.
your eyes.
Nope, it's one of mine. Intuition, sight, and knowing has the power to fight that which is growing. We fight well the things that we can see, but invisible threads strangle you and me. Waking up is not enough, so go within and sort your stuff. So go within and sort out your stuff. Sort it out, it is not enough. Deals have been made, surfing life to make the grade. Pushing your will upon this world takes practice before your flag can unfurl. Spelling takes a particular caster, with many screw-ups before you master. But your life is yours to rule, and moving things just takes a tool. The craft is fine and works okay, but you have to do the things your own way. You have to find your own way.
Let the light reveal what you find.
Have to do it your own way.
Sort out your stuff, the truth is there.
Intuition, sight, and knowing has the power to fight that which is growing. We fight well the things that we can see, but invisible threads strangle you and me. Waking up is not enough, so go within and sort your stuff.
Sort out your stuff.
So go within and sort out your stuff. Sort it out, it's not enough. Deals have been made, serving life to make the grade. Pushing your will upon this world takes practice before your flag can unfurl. Spelling takes a particular caster, with many screw-ups before you master. But your life is yours to rule, and moving things just takes a tool. The craft is fine and works okay, but you have to do the things your own way. You have to find your own
Sort
way.
out your stuff, the truth is there.
Have to do it your own way.
Crafting, fire. What you need, the world will play. Find your rhythm, your own way.
Intuition, sight, and knowing has the power to fight that which is growing. We fight well the things that we can see, but invisible threads strangle you and me. Waking up is not enough, so go within and sort your stuff. So go within and sort out your stuff. Sort it out, it is not enough. Deals have been made, serving life to make the grade. Pushing your will upon this world takes practice before your flag can unfurl. Spelling takes a particular caster, with many screw-ups before you master. And moving things just takes a tool. The craft is fine and works okay, but you have to do the things your own way. You have to find your own way. Have to do it your own way. Yeah, I remember that one now. That was one of the ones I was working on just before the stroke. And I didn't like it was muddy. My voices were muddy. The music was good on the background. I got my music all from Pixabay, and that's all sort of license-free stuff. And thank you very much, Pixabay. And I thought the music blend was good, but the voices were a little bit muddy. Yeah, so that probably needs to be worked on some more. But I can't record right now. I stutter. It's just very annoying when I'm trying to read something, and I did it a little bit yesterday. I've got to practice. But where I could read with intonation and stuff, I'm too busy sort of stuttering my way through this. It'll come back. I have to be patient with myself. But I got I got it all tried to record yesterday, and I just didn't like. I couldn't read straight. That was very irritating. Now this is another thing that I've got here. Now I'm not entirely sure. It looks a bit strange, but it could be an AI one. I'm pulling them out of the files and I'm seeing what they are. Why not? A voice unheard, lost in the crowd. Her scream dissolved. Okay. That was one of my recordings that didn't manage to get through to the music. Okay, so we'll leave that one alone. We'll leave that one alone. You walked through fire so many times and never asked for anything. That's strength. That's you. That's the Dark Moon Radio. We go through all kinds of things, and I don't think, we have to be traumatized by everything. It's like everything turns into a drama. It's like, okay, it happened. I'm sitting here processing things that happened, and it wasn't fine when it happened, but it's over now, and trying to clear the shock from the system, the chemical sort of that it leaves behind, all of that. And it's just one step at a time, and sometimes you have to sit with it for a while, and it's not fun sitting with it. I'm not saying meditate here, because meditating on trauma has proven to make trauma worse. So they used to say, and when I was younger, is just sit and meditate on the trauma, and it's like they found that and I've got to agree with that. Sitting and processing it is very different from meditating. Meditating is where you're just trying to still the system, and it's almost like you're trying to shut it up. It's like you go inside and say, okay, but this happened and it hurt, and he goes, yeah, so shut the freaking shut up and be quiet. It's like, nah, that actually doesn't work. That just allows it to fester. Things that are inside that sit and fester. Now, I've dealt with bitterness. Bitterness was a big thing for me. It's anger that you can't do anything about, and you sort of live that hope that things might change. And eventually the anger sort of turns sour. And then I looked at it and I thought, God, that's bitter. That's bitterness. That's an internal bitterness. Wow. I've never actually done that before. It's turned an anger into bitterness. I've usually just let go of it and processed it, and so it isn't there. But there's some things in life where bitterness is a reasonable and appropriate response. And I came to this conclusion after, and it's taken me a few years to get rid of it or to process it through. And I'm one step closer to it. I must admit that was one of the good things that came out of the stroke, is that I'm kind of blasé about the thing that I was so bitter about for a few years. I'm like, okay, so what? It wasn't in the bigger scheme of things. It doesn't actually matter that much. And to get that far, it was like a big breath of fresh air, like a weight off my shoulders. And I can kind of let go bit by bit. Yeah, it's still some more witnessing and more sort of processing, but letting it go is a good thing. And I can't help wondering whether you get to a point where you can, be free of all that. There's a guy on Twitter, and I've just bought one of his books. I think he's an actor. He's quite a beautiful guy. If you're looking at guys and they're sort of beautiful to look at, you get the and I'm not looking at the body, I'm looking at the spirit and soul. And he looks like he's been through a lot, and he's done a lot of the guru stuff. What's his name? David Dylan Fisher. Again, if he's an actor, I think he said he was an actor or something. He's a Hollywood guy. He doesn't sound like he's American, but he has written quite a few books, and his Twitter posts, not Twitter, TikTok posts are quite deep, and it's like he's been through all the guru stuff. And I went through a bit of guru stuff, and then I ran away fast. I could see the problems there. I don't enjoy people who set themselves up as gurus and coaches and stuff. I don't think they enjoy me very much either, because you just look at them and mirror back their ego, and it's like, really? And you can learn bits from them. Don't get me wrong. There's some people that are like, wow, you learn bits and pieces from them and then just move on. I have never found a person, a human, that is totally and utterly like divine. I think the Dalai Lama came close, but even he disappointed in sort of later ages. But yeah, this guy comes across as somebody who's gone through an awful lot and sorted his shit out, right? That he has my respect for it. So much so that I bought one of his books off Kindle, and I will go through it and see what I can get out of it. It's like yeah, he's been through all of the sort of the workshops and all the sort of the new agey stuff, and come out the other side, and he knows them for what they are. And I must admit, I did the same. Once upon a time, I was a love and light and hippie bunny, sort of peace man. Not quite. I'm not old enough for peace man, but I wasn't born in around in the 60s. But yeah, I always thought that the sort of the hippie days would have been an interesting thing. The sex, drugs, and rock and roll was just coming to an end in my era, but it was still pretty prevalent. And hippie shagging, oh yes. Any guru that sleeps with their acolytes is like, no, just no. And I went through workshop after workshop where they'd hit on you. And once you've done that, mate, you're like, you're not this sort of great I am anymore. Sorry, but you're not. Just, and I had this thing right the way through. It's like, there was one workshop that I went to, and this old guy that was teaching had been shagging one of the girlies in there, and she was like young, 18 barely, I imagine. And she was going through the whole strop up because he'd passed her over for someone else. It was like, I don't want to deal with this in my workshops. And there's people who say, oh yeah, I went to a Reiki workshop and I stayed behind 2 or 3 days afterwards because the guy invited me back and we got on really well. And you're like, oh God. Hippie shagging. Yeah, it was happening all over the place. And quite frankly, yes, is once the guy's hit on you, he is not worthy of teaching. That's how I feel. Because he's not doing it from a place of spirit and, I don't know, nobility. He's doing it because he wants to get in your knickers. It's like, oh, please. Just, there's a time and a place for that. Okay, there is definitely a time and a place for that. Maybe he's gorgeous, maybe you want to do that, but not while he's teaching you stuff. And I'm sure there are women that do the same. It's not just a guy stuff. I'm sure there was women that were hitting on the guys there too. Yeah, it's just, I'm tired of that. It's like, yeah, I was tired of that pretty much even when I was in it. It was like looking at people's ulterior motives of why they want to teach and why they want to be. Yeah, why they want to be the great I am. Come and see me. I have words of wisdom. It's like, oh. And I've taught classes, but I would never ever bring the sexual element into any of my classes. Absolutely not. It's like the last thing. It's distracting. If you're looking at a teacher and you're slightly aroused, you're not listening really, are you? Definitely not. Anyway, let's play Still Here. What's this? See, I forgot.
You're still here. That counts for something. Dark Moon Radio.
Yeah, it certainly starts for something. Either that or you've all run away. You've all lost. I've probably lost major viewers. I'm not doing this for the views anymore. I don't care. I'm hitting the point where it's like, nah. Right, so let's play... What's that? I'm going through a whole bunch of them. Ooh, I don't like the look of that. I don't know. Let's find out.
There is no end.
Yeah, that's one of my recording that didn't get done. Okay, so we keep... How about the shattering? The shattering. Shatterings are not always bad. Okay? They're not always bad. In the hollow where it hurts lives deep. I will not turn my face away. What bleeds in me refuses to sleep. So I will stay, I hear the fly away. I must stay, I witness, I hear, I see, I hear. Not to cure, not to mend the seam. Not to wrap it in gentle lies. But to see the wound for what it I see, I witness, I stand. The body will not harm the sky. And if I fall, I will not stay down. This is pain, this is pain. I hear it, I witness it, I see it. I hear it, I witness it, I see it. I'm the keeper and the kept, the candle and the watching eye. I hold the vigil where I've wept, and I stay here while I cry. Let me breathe into it with another breath. That's all I can manage, just one more breath. It's there, it won't go away. I may be left in this forever. It's still there. I'm gonna stand. This pain is not my end. Stand. Though it cuts me not bone. It speaks of what I've had to be. There's no way I've been alone. How I learned to cope. I will cope. Coping is what I do. I will bloom. Let it bloom as water blooms. Let it break as breaking down. I'm here inside this aching room. I'm scared. It may be there forever. I will stand. I will stand. This will pass. This will pass. This will pass. I know the route. I know the path. The truth is not a failing mark. The sorrow is not shame. I meet it here inside the dark. I call it by its name. I know I will feel, but I might break. I might shatter into 1,000 pieces. And then there's nothing left. I will not rush to make it small or dress it up in hope. I witness how the hurt keeps going. How I learn to get up again and again. But I'm tired. I'm tired of getting up. I'm tired of rising again. Not like the song, not by light, not by turning to the song of singing, but by sitting in a sacred light. Thank you, pain. Fucking piece of shit, pain. You bring me to my knees again. But I will still rise. I'm large enough to hold the breaking and the whole. The story that my body's told. The fracture down the soul. I will be free of you. Maybe not this breath. Maybe not that breath. But there will be a breath that comes that I am free of this pain. Past history. So here I stand. So here I cope through every other thing. So far I will. The deepest magic is to is mine. If I own, I will not cast it out. I'm never quite alone. I love you. Thank you. I have gratitude. I am trying to stay. Escape is mine. Just to get own. I do not cast it out. I'm never, ever quite alone. And where there is gone, witness is what love's real. The Witness, a script of seeing. Yeah, that was quite something. That one there was, ooh, ouch, pain. There was, pain does not always have to be bad. Okay, from that one, let's have a funny one. I gave the AI my boobs poem. This is a bit crazy. I don't really claim to be a comedian, all right? I don't. I tried this. I wrote the poem, and I did one of these myself. I've got phone, and then I sort of gave it to the AI, and the AI's come up with 2 different versions that I liked. But it makes me laugh. Anyway, let's have a little laugh.
Boobs. Boobs. Boobs will always catch the eye. Display with pride or cover shy. They bounce about with little grace, while no one ever sees your face. Small ones dazzle, big ones stun. Logic lost, attention gone. A dangerous tool, a social trick, or just good fun. You silly old stick. The fake ones shout, the real ones know. Nature spots what you don't show. Big's not better, curve is key. For those who know how well to see. Cleavage calls all dressed in lies. Push-ups promise, shapes disguise. Confuse the gaze, distort the view. Sell a story that isn't you. A boob won't tell you who you are, or how deep your shadow scar. So lift your eyes, be bold, be whole. That's where you'll find the beautiful soul.
I know. It's a bit strange. I wouldn't have it any other way. There you go. And there's another one. Okay, let's play the other version. There's just too many choices sometimes. You know, you'd be better off with just a couple of choices, but no, they had half a dozen choices with this. It's like, I don't know, they're all pretty weird.
Hi. Boobs will always catch the eye. Display with pride or cover shy. They bounce about with little grace, while no one ever sees your face. Small ones dazzle, big ones stun. Logic lost, attention gone. A dangerous tool, a social trick, or just good fun. You silly old stick. The fake ones shout, the real ones know. Nature spots what you don't show. Big's not better, curve is key. For those who know how well to see. Cleavage calls, all dressed in lies. Push-ups promise, shapes disguise. Confuse the gaze, distort the view. Sell a story that isn't you. A boob won't tell you who you are, or how deep your shadow scar. So lift your eyes, be bold, behold. That's where you'll find the beautiful fun. The fake ones shout, the real ones know. Nature spots what you don't show. Big's not better, curve is key. For those who know how well to see. Cleavage calls, all dressed in lies. Push-ups promise, shapes disguise. Confuse the gaze, distort the view. Sell a story that isn't you.
I actually like the other one better. I'm going to get rid of that one. If I had to choose, the first one was better. The second one, they said they had a word wrong at the end there. It's like weird. But it was fun. It was like, okay. I tried a whole bunch of these at one stage just to sort of find out where my level is, and yeah, this was another one that I did on chocolate. Now, yeah, somebody gave me a dark chocolate, and I was into chocolate. I love dark chocolate, and when I was in hospital, everybody brought me dark chocolate. It was like I had loads of bars, and I only take a little bit. It's very, yeah, I think it's good stuff, basically. So, my partner said this one reminds him of an advert, and I'm not actually advertising any sort of brands or anything like this with this chocolate one. It's just chocolate in general. And proper chocolate, none of your palm oil stuff. I get cross with that. And you get something really nice, you think, oh, it's chocolate. It tastes pretty much yucky. Yeah. Chocolate, dark and holy, little altar and a silver skin. Purest water on the hottest, driest day. You touch my tongue, oh, and steal my breath away. First bites, teeth break the velvet seam. A molten hush, a sugared dream, an amber rush of chocolate. Like the coldest, purest water on the hottest, driest day. That first sweet bite of chocolate takes my breath away. It melts against my teeth as I bite a little deep. A sugary explosion that my taste buds rush to meet. It floats across my tongue like a river breaking free. A wave of chocolatey sweetness rolling all through me. It travels through my bloodstream with a happy little hit. That empty but so glorious joy that nothing else can fit. My nervous system sighs and lays its worries down in signals soft of safety. I could almost drown. A warmth fills the hollowed spaces deep inside the bloodstream. A quiet corridors race. A happy little spreading far and wide. Oh, fleeting is its magic. We all know it too well. That contentment born of chocolate breaks beneath its beautiful spell. The call comes back to haunt us, soft and sweet and sure. One bite was never quite enough, we always hunger more. It isn't real, this rosy glow, this sugar-coated bliss. But life looks so much kinder through a haze as sweet as this. So let the world keep turning with its troubles and its strife. A little square of chocolate makes my life a sweeter little god of bliss and ache, melting me gently deep inside. For sweetness is loving sake. Ah, chocolate. An ode to chocolate. How boring. But, you take your little wins here. You take the wins and you just, where you can find them. Right, let's have a look at what I was looking at earlier. There we go. Here is my ode to Frank Herbert. Frank Herbert is the author of Dune, the whole series of Dune. And yeah, when I was a kid growing up, I actually took this book apart, took the book June apart, and then they brought out a movie. And I taped the movie onto a tape. So I recorded the movie onto a tape so that I could listen to it on my Walkman. Does that make me really old? I hope people know what a Walkman is. But hey, and I could recite it. And I remember sort of putting it in my tape recorder and listening to it while I was ironing. I hated ironing. In fact, ironing now is against my religion. I don't do ironing. The smell of ironing is disgusting. And it was like the smell of ironing, and a beginning is a very delicate time. Know then that it is the year 10,191. The known universe is ruled by the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV, my father. In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange. The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness. The spice is vital to the Spacing Guild. I'm not going to bore you with the entire movie. I could do. It's still in my head. I had a stroke. I lost big chunks of my head, and yet I still remember how the words of the first movie of June. It is ridiculous how a memory works. When we were watching Dust Bunnies the other day, it's a comedy horror, and they ended with an ABBA song. Now, I'm not particularly fond of ABBA these days, okay? It's very, very dated. But they started playing an old ABBA song that I probably haven't heard in 20, 30 years, and I knew every word, and I'm like, oh dear. And yet, can I remember my passwords? Can I? No. But, yes, the fear is a mind killer. But now, in the days before Louise Hay came up with all the mantras, she came up with a whole bunch of mantras, and well, maybe she didn't come up with it personally, but put it this way, she made them famous. And saying something over and over again, I'm not saying it's going to change your world at all, because I don't necessarily believe that it does. But it certainly makes you feel better for a little while, and it gives you purpose, and it gives you something to do. Sometimes focusing your mind takes some doing. And a little bit of mantras helps. And when you can anchor it, you see, I learned about anchoring later on, is supposing you hold your thumb and your forefinger together. Right. So whenever you do that, you want this emotional response. So whenever I put my thumb and my forefinger together, I am flooded with chemicals in my body to make me feel better or make me feel a certain way. That's called anchoring. Everybody should be learning some of this stuff. But fear is a mind killer. Fear is a total death that brings total obliteration. He put that rhyme in, and I memorized it, and I kind of anchored it before I knew what anchoring was all about. And fear is a mind killer now will trigger calm, focus. Just that, calm, focus. And when I'm doing something that I'm a little bit worried about, like I'm scared, or I can feel panic or something, fear is a mind killer. Fear is a little death. I use those words to trigger the response of calm and focus in my body. Now, again, it takes practice. You don't expect to get it sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes your state of mind overrules any words that's in your brain. It's like, okay, fair enough. But sometimes it does work, and that's always worth trying. And this song is kind of, I honor the fact that Frank Herbert, whoever he was, he put together some things in a book that helped me get through my teenage years. I thank him for that. I will not fear, as the words you gave. Frank Herbert, a sage who dared to pave a path
desert, sand and doubt, where human courage might shine out. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. Where fear is gone, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Do you hear me? Only I will remain. Only I will remain, for fear is the mind. Only I will remain, because I am all. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration, and I will not fear. I will face my fear. You crafted mantras for the mind, but disprove for mankind is gone. Not spells, but truths we speak to seal the trembling heart to help us feel. But fear's the killer, small and deep, the little death, while we still sleep. Hear these words you gave, Frank Herbert, the sage who dared to pay. I do not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and where fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. I will face my fear.
Our breath, our will, our chance to stand
and face what comes with open hand. I bow before your vision clear, this litany against all fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. Where fear is gone, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Do you hear me? Only I will remain.
You knew that terror rules the weak,
but those who face it learn to speak. I will remain with voices steady, calm and true. Let the fear pass over the little death and through total obliteration. And I will not fear. I will face my fear. Storms have passed, to pass over us, ourselves at last. I will turn the inner eye and I will see our spirits lift. I see its path. I will not fear these words you gave. Frank Herbert, the sage who dared to pay. I do not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. Above the paralysis pass over me and through me, and to where fear has gone, courage. On there will be nothing. Only I will remain. I will face my fear, and only I will remain. Pain is an abstraction of the nerves. I will fear no pain. I will fear no fear. I will stand, and only I will remain.
There we go. Only I will remain. And I've done an hour and a half, and I'm like little phasing out here a bit. So I'm going to call it a day, because I said I was going to take it easy. I haven't quite got to 2 hours yet, but okay, that's fine. There's plenty of time. I've got to be patient with myself. So we just... There we go. That one. If you're listening and thinking, I should be coping better by now, that thought usually shows up when you're tired, not when you're failing. The dark isn't empty. There are others sitting here too, even if you can't feel them yet. Yep, even if you can't feel them yet. So you're not alone in the dark, no matter what. People are around you, you just can't feel them yet. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this, you can find me on radio.darkmoon. It's if you find it on my website, darkmoon.rocks. So that's the website. So www.darkmoon.rocks, and then the buttons there is like all over them, and the one looking like a listen now buttons. The radio is on pretty much 24/7. It's got a whole bunch more. This is just a little sample of the weirdness that you can find, including some stories. So some of the stories are all of the stories are hypnotic. So don't listen to them sort of while you're driving. It's not a good idea. But they're hypnotic with subliminals and all of them to empower. I don't hide the fact that I want to listen to it and I want to feel better after I listen to my stuff. So I put empowerment, feeling better, healing, that sort of thing. Even the ones that make you laugh, even the vampire ones and the curses ones, I've got a wicked curse. I was trying to record that yesterday, but it's just not coming yet. But even the curses ones that make you smile, there's some of them are on the edge, but they're powerful. So it's a matter of we are powerful. And I very much would like to spread that. And that's probably why my algorithm will never get off the ground. But hey, it's worth a try. So, I haven't got an outie one anymore.